Flex Magazine Workout is created and produced by High Bar Productions. Consult your physician before you start exercising with the Flex Magazine Workout. Follow the exercises carefully. Exercise at your own pace. Start with very light weights. If you feel any strain, stop immediately and consult your physician.
We're joined here by Mr. J.J. Marsh, Mr. USA, Mr. Pro Ironman, IFBB professional, Olympia competitor, a whole slew of titles. We're going to find out how he gets these calves so big.
Well, let's put some weight on the bar and let him show us.
Okay, fellas, let's get busy here.
Okay, the first exercise in our routine is standing calf raises. You notice that JJ is keeping his knees perfectly straight, going all the way up, pausing at the top, getting a full contraction, coming down, getting a complete stretch.
And like I said before, this is not the traditional standing calf raise machine. This is a Smith machine. We're improvising. Normally you'd use a block or a 2-inch raise to get the stretch at the bottom. We're using a 45-pound plate.
Great, JJ. Good. All the way up. Okay.
All right. Good.
Let it down. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a slight variation of the calf raise. Let's just say, for example, you got lower back problems. You don't want the compression of the bar on your back. You can still work calves and work them very intensely by doing one-legged calf raises.
Okay.
I'm going to use a dumbbell as resistance here. Let me slide the plate forward to give me some stretch. Okay, great. All right.
Okay, now what Boyer's doing here is a variation of the standing calf raise with a dumbbell. Again, it's a little bit of improvising. You got to try to use your mind to be creative if you haven't got the proper equipment. JJ, have you ever done the one-arm standing calf raise?
Yes, I've tried those, and what it does is you get more isolation on the inner head of the calf, and you come up, so it really takes the weight off and the stress off your lower back by performing this exercise, so it works very well.
I would imagine you can't use too much weight since, you know, the dumbbell can be pretty heavy and your arm would come into play.
Well, and you also have your whole body weight, you know, resting, actually not resting, but on that one leg as resistance as well.
So it's better to use a lightweight, high repetition?
I would say just a moderate weight and get the high repetition anywhere from 20 to 25 reps per set.
Yeah, well, that's a lot. If it works for you, I'm going to try it. Boyer, now, if you haven't got something to stand on like this, what would you stand on?
Well, you could literally use anything that would provide, you know, like a 2x4, anything that would provide some stretch. Okay, Sean's going back to the standing calf raise.
Works for JJ. I'm going for it.
That's right.
Let's go, Sean.
Okay, all the way up. Great. Again, we're going through a complete range of motion here. Going up, getting a full contraction at the top. Going down, getting a full stretch at the bottom.
Now, can I change my foot position?
Yeah. Why don't you try changing to working the inner head of the calf? So go in like with your heels together.
Heels together.
Right.
Okay.
So notice that his toes are pointed slightly out. This catches the calf, the inside part of the calf. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I point my toes in, what am I working?
Okay. This is working the soleus, the outer part of the calf. This gives a nice sweep to the calf muscle. Great. All the way.
That looks good, Sean.
Burning.
Come on.
I got a racket.
Okay. Wait. Great. Okay.
That's great.
What's up next, JJ? What do you do as a next calf exercise?
My next calf exercise, what I'll do is perform the seated calf.
Okay.
Calf raises here.
Why don't you show us?
What's some more weight for that first set?
Yeah, let's grab another 45.
45. Okay.
It's adjustable, so what you want to try to do is just adjust it to your knee level so you get a real deep stretch.
Okay. So the importance of the weight does come into play.
Correct.
Now, you would use a heavier weight to build bigger calves, or lighter weight to get more detail?
What I try to do is you go a little lighter weight, do anywhere from 15 to 20 reps, holding and pausing at the top when I'm performing this exercise.
Now you notice he gets a contraction at the top, holds it for a second, really isolates it before he goes down and gets a full stretch. Again, this particular exercise, as you can see on JJ here, it's quite evident. It really isolates the soleus, the outer head of the calf muscle.
JJ, if I were to spot you, would I spot you from here?
Yeah, actually from the front. I was kind of slipping off of here, but here, let's go try this again.
Okay, so I spot you from here.
That would be perfect.
Great. All the way.
Would I help you on the way down?
Good.
No, let me take the resistance down. Just help me peak it at the top.
Okay.
So you allow the resistance to pull you down, really
Correct.
get the stretch at the bottom.
I'm taking it down really slow.
Good.
Great, good job. Go on,
All right.
jump on in there for you.
Okay.
All right.
Before I start here, JJ, how often do you train calves in your training routine? How many
train
times a week?
I'm training them every other day, so usually I'm getting in like 3 days a week. We'll perform one light day, one heavy day, and one superset day where I perform 3 exercises at one time, really burning the calves really well.
Total number of sets?
Doing a total number set would be like 12 sets total.
Now, is there such thing as overtraining the calf?
I wouldn't really say overtraining because indirectly they get worked, you know, by just walking around.
Yeah,
so
right.
you really have to reach down and get real
me
deep
a
fiber.
spot
So
here.
Here we go.
working every other day works out perfect for me.
I notice he's doing the inner part because he's got his toes pointed out.
Come on, boy.
Good stretch.
Let's get it up, man. Come on. Come on now.
Okay.
Good job.
Is there ever a point, when do you know you're using too much weight?
Well, when you're not coming all the way up to the top and getting a full contraction, you know, or you get to the top and you're just letting the weight just slam you down and you
That's
can't
it.
control the weight going down, then you know you got too much weight on there.
JJ, where should I position my feet? I mean, is it the ball of my foot that's on this pad?
No, I usually go right on the tip, like on the toe, right off the big toe,
Big toe.
and really emphasizing rotating the weight and shifting the weight to the big toe.
I feel
so
it now, yeah.
So you can feel it right there.
Yeah, JJ, come, step right here. I think you can really see how it's working on Sean's outer head of his calf here.
Yeah, it's hitting him right here really well. And
Yeah.
It's coming up and squeezing at the top. He's getting the full range of motion, so it's working very well.
Do you spend any time stretching your calves too?
Yes.
How important do you think that is?
Oh, that's
I
very
always
important.
stretch, yeah.
It's in between each set, what you should do is stretch so you can, you know, flush out the lactic acid and everything, get some more blood working in the area, and then perform the exercise again so it's not all tightened up and everything. So
Okay,
it loosens
let's
it
get
up.
on the donkey calf race.
Great.
I'll go first. I tell you what, let's grab a plate here.
This is the hard part.
Okay, I got it. All right. Okay.
Climb on. Now, this is an exercise I like particularly.
Who's
I've
gonna
Yeah, JJ can
give me
jump up there. He's
resistance?
a little heavier than me.
Okay.
I've seen JJ in the magazines performing this, sometimes with 2 people sitting on his back. And I guess the reason, JJ, is you want more resistance.
Yeah, you want to get more resistance because this way, you know, the weight's right over the calves right there, so you're really hitting the calves quite well. Besides, when you're doing standing calf raises, you got the whole body going into play.
Right.
You know, this is almost complementary to the seated calf because you got the weight right over the calves.
Now, you don't want to lean too far forward on him. You want to sit just above his glutes, right? Right on his hips.
That's correct. That way you keep the weight shifted right there.
Good. It's incredible how
Come on, Boyer.
separated Boyer's calves are
Come on now.
for his size.
You notice that Frank is doing leg extensions. This is the first exercise in our leg workout. It's not only essential for the quads, but it really serves to warm up the knees for the heavier leg work we're going to do, like the leg presses and the leg blaster. Come on, Frank.
You got to excuse me. I've never been this close to an actual Mr. Olympia. This is a 3-time Mr. Olympia.
That's it.
Something I hope to be one day. Come on.
Good.
My turn.
That's it.
Hop in there.
Always make it a point to stretch after every set, and the one I like to do here is the one leg back stretch, I call it.
Okay, you'll notice that Sean is going through a complete range of motion. Again, you can see the separation in the quads. This is essential for good leg development. You just simply
out,
cannot go without doing this exercise in a leg workout.
That's
all
it.
the way up. That's it. Complete contraction at the top. Come on. All the way. Okay.
That's it.
All right, my turn.
I get an adrenaline rush, training with these kind of guys. I only see these guys in the magazine. I got a great opportunity here. So I hope you learned something. Frank, tell me about what's happening right here in your experience with leg extension.
I've always done a lot of this. I remember in '79 Olympia, I used to do 10 sets of this 3 times a week. And there's nothing better to bring out the separation in the frontal thigh.
So this is more of a cutting exercise?
Absolutely.
You would use this, what, for warm-up and then progressively increase the weight?
Right.
Can you get big thighs on this?
If you use heavy weight, you can. But it's really important as a first movement for the thigh workout.
All right.
Push
good,
him out,
Boyer.
Boyer. That looks good.
I'm pretty warmed up. Why don't we, let's move on to a heavier exercise. The granddaddy of them, one of the granddaddies, the big leg press over here.
Okay.
What I want to do is make the notation that this is a basic mass building exercise. Am I right, Frank?
Yeah. Leg press is a real good movement. I do it a little bit differently than you guys. I do higher reps and lighter weights.
Okay. Show us how.
this is essential in any leg program because this catches the general overall musculature of the legs. Not only works the quads, but it also works the hamstrings and even the buttocks as well.
Now, if I was going to spot him, I'd spot him, what, from here or from here?
Yeah, either way, in other words, from the post there or from the platform as well. But you notice Frank, again, is going all the way down. Complete range of motion is very important. Complete contraction,
Two more.
complete extension.
2 more. 1. Yeah, come on.
Great.
2. Good, rack it. I'm going to go a little heavier.
Okay.
All right. I'm training for mass and size. You know what I mean?
Frank, when you were training for the Mr. Olympia, how much time did you devote to legs, say, over another body part?
It was about the same. I think thigh workout took me about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, legs are extremely, essential. I mean, it's half of your body. Again, Sean is doing a little variation with his feet. He's emphasizing, the total quad area, going very deep. Great, Sean.
Thighs are the biggest
All the way
muscle
down.
group in the body, and you get quite an aerobic effect from this. You're really breathing hard after a set of
Gonna burn.
thigh work.
Okay.
Gonna burn, too. Go ahead, step on in there, boy. Now, my experience is you can vary your foot position. What's the difference when you point your feet out like Boyer with the heels closed as opposed to having the feet wide? Is there a big difference?
Well, Boyer's working more sweep on his thigh with his toes pointed out like that. He's getting quite a bit of buttock work and even stretching his hamstrings a lot on that movement.
Now, I'm competing here in the 90s. I know you were competing in the 70s and the early 80s. Did you have this kind of machine when you started bodybuilding?
We used a vertical leg press, which was basically the same thing, but it slid straight up and down. You see him around still, but I think this is a superior movement.
Yeah, I know that you can add weight on the sides as well as on the top. I've seen guys in certain gyms doing the whole stack and then having
Yeah.
people sitting on
Oh,
top.
that's too much for me, but you can put a lot of weight on this since it's such a flat angle.
Is size really important, the most important thing as far as creating the full leg development? I mean, is size that important?
I think it's a combination, Sean. You got to have it all. You got to have the shape.
Okay. I normally do a lot of squats. Personally, I have no problems. I usually like to use a lot of weight when I squat. We're going to do a little variation today. Why don't you tell us about that, Frank?
Well, this is a device I came up with a couple years ago. I call it the Leg Blaster, and I squatted heavy for many years. Toward the end, I started getting knee and lower back injuries. This device enables you to squat and have your hands free.
Certainly
So you
unique
can-
looking, isn't it?
Yeah,
You can hold on here to these handles and do sort of like a sissy squat where you lean back as you squat and you go rock bottom and then not quite all the way up.
You can see it really drops him into a very, very low position. He's working, obviously, just the quads. It's isolating the
Do
quads,
you feel
almost
that-
like a sissy squat.
Do you feel that in your arms? I mean, you're
No,
doing
I'm
a
just
leg
holding on
exercise.
with my arms. I don't want to pull myself up with my arms. They're just like hooks holding on.
Do you normally do this like looking in front of a mirror?
Yeah.
Yes, he's going all the way down, rock bottom, coming up. So he's getting a really full range of motion, probably even deeper than you would if you did a barbell squat.
Is this harder than barbell squats?
It is. You have to use about half the weight. This is about 95 pounds actually, but it feels like 200.
Let me give it a try. Okay,
I'll spot you back here.
just slide into it, huh?
Right.
Moving this way, slide
Pull it
back.
straight back.
Don't forget to hold on to the handles.
Now, where's my feet?
Position your
forward a
feet.
little.
Yeah, a little bit further. Now tuck your hips. There.
Come straight down.
Straight
Yeah.
down and back up.
This
Head
is
up.
like a sissy squat. It just
Good.
totally isolates the quads.
Oh yeah, I feel
Great.
it.
Don't lock out.
That's it.
Stop before the
This
lockout. That's it.
Just piston-like, up and
Yeah.
down. That's it, all the way.
Feel
Great.
and burn.
Oh yeah.
Good. Come on. 4 more. Great.
Okay.
That's it. 2 more.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
Okay.
Pump them out.
Great.
One more.
All the way up. Good.
Great. Made it look easy.
Would you consider this heavyweight? I mean,
Well, not really. But the most I ever went with this is 185. When you start using more weight, you find yourself leaning forward a little bit more.
How
And
about
that's,
giving me a spot? I mean, this is the first
I
time
will.
I've ever tried this.
so you just progressively work your way up.
I like to go up maybe 20 pounds each set, starting with this weight. Now, Boyer's doing a real sissy type squat with his feet are way forward.
Now this isn't a replacement for actual barbell squats. This is an alternative.
It's an alternative, but it is a replacement for me because I can't do the movement, period.
There's a
It's
lot
just
of people
too
that
hard.
come to a lot of them come to me with back problems,
This
knee
is
problems.
a good one for it.
Okay, because there's other variations. There's the Smith machine
Uh-huh.
and the hack squats. This is, what's the title of this?
Leg blaster.
Leg blaster,
I think this is the easiest of all because if you look at Boyer's knees, they are not going in front of his toes, and so they don't get compressed. Plus, his lower back is flat or leaning slightly backward.
Sure.
So there's no compression in the lower back or the knees.
Okay, now if you're gonna spot, show me exactly how you would be if
I
you
would
spot.
spot right here.
Right there on the bar. Okay.
Well, normally I would start with squats, but being that I worked my legs the other day and they're kind of sore, I'm just going to take you through some shaping exercises today and more stretching here with lunges.
Okay, well, let's get it.
Well, this
So
is
he uses
definitely a
dumbbells.
variation of lunges.
Yes, I mean, because you could use a barbell, but I'm using different variations with the dumbbells.
I see. It's just basically the same, other than you have your hands at your side.
This probably works better because you got a lower center of gravity on the dumbbells there.
I'm gonna join in and just try to
Okay.
get the rhythm down. Now, is it better to do this looking into a mirror, JJ?
Yes, it is. That way you keep your balance, but you want to try to keep the weight shifted over the front of the thigh. And really
notice-
push back off the thigh here.
You notice this as it's going through the exercise is going from one leg to the next. You're alternating muscles. This not only catches the quadricep, the upper part of the frontal thigh area, but it also works the glutes very well.
I
That's
notice
why-
you got to keep an equal balance with these weights so you can get off balance, huh?
Yeah, because if you throw yourself off balance, it's easy to pull a groin muscle.
How many would you do on a set?
I normally do 15 reps
Per leg?
per leg.
Well, are you guys gonna let me get in there? You're gonna have all
Wait,
the
we got
Yes,
3 more. Let's get 3 more. We're gonna cheat each other.
It looks like both of y'all are doing a race and going nowhere. You know?
One more.
Okay, we're into our leg routine here with JJ and Sean trying to keep up. Okay, my set.
I feel it. You know, I would definitely on this exercise have to wear straps.
Okay,
Yeah,
how many
definitely.
reps? How many reps you did?
15 reps per leg. Try to keep the weight shifted over the front of the leg when you go down.
Now, JJ, your legs
Back.
look like they're about 60 inches around per thigh. Is this gonna put size on your leg?
This is more, like I said, a shaping exercise, really stretching and giving you more definition on the frontal head of the thigh.
So in bodybuilding, there are exercises specifically for mass and specifically for shape.
Yeah, and then this being one for shape. If you're looking for mass, you want to stick more to your predominant exercises like squats and leg presses.
Right. So this is more. Is this more of a pre-contest, or you incorporate this year round?
No, this is pretty much pre-contest, just to bring out more definition, separation to the quads.
So it would mostly bring out the definition, upper or lower.
Well, it's really going to hit the upper. You know, that all depends on where you position your weight when you go down. If you try to keep the weight directly over the knee, you push back, you get more of the teardrop in the outer part of the thigh.
I feel this in the glutes too. I'm sure that would contribute to striated glutes as well.
I would say so because you're really getting that stretch and you're pushing off.
So this is one you would really recommend for
would.
women for.
Oh, for tight
tight
glutes, I
glutes.
definitely recommend this for women to do. Definitely.
Okay, let's move
Okay.
on to your next exercise.
Okay, what we're gonna do today is what we call ballerina squats. You know, so what you wanna do is really get a firm grip here. Let me grab some weight and show you.
Yeah,
here.
grab some weight. Okay. Oh, this is the sissy squat. This is
Yes.
the sissy front squat.
This is considered a sissy front squat.
Okay.
Try to keep your feet pretty much just within shoulder distance, and you go down. Try to keep the weight shifted over the knees and push back up in a straight position here.
This might be called a sissy squat, but rest assured, there's nothing sissy about doing this movement.
It looks
you can see it
kinda-
really isolates the quads.
It looks really like it's kind of awkward too. You know, because he's leaning back,
Yeah.
putting all the pressure on his front thigh.
Well, not only is it getting a good contraction, but as he goes down, it really stretches the quad.
I see that, yeah.
Great.
And this is another exercise I imagine you can't use too much weight, obvious reasons.
Well, obviously, because I mean, even your body weight is working against you in doing the exercise of this routine.
For legs, what I do for legs, a lot of people want to try variations of exercises, but what I found that works for me is doing just the basics, sticking to squats and leg press to build mass and size.
JJ, what's next?
We're going to do hanging leg curls, which is kind of unique and different. It hits you in a very different variations here.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
There you go. Now this is definitely kind of a unique exercise specifically for JJ Marsh. I've never seen this done, but like I said, I'm getting all the secrets now.
This, I guess we'd have to call this a JJ leg curl because I've never seen this done either.
But what we're doing here is we're working the hamstring. You want to make sure that you don't swing. Keep a steady range of motion. Sometimes you may need to incorporate some straps to keep your body weight up there. Okay. I'll jump in there next, Boyer.
Okay, I got it.
JJ, talk me through this one.
Okay, you got your hands in a good position right there. Try to keep your legs locked here so it really works. Okay, come all the way down, get a full range of motion there. There you go.
This
You can see how
really,
it's working.
really contracts the muscle at the top because you're working against gravity as well as having
Keep
resistance.
yourself from swinging. Squeeze it up.
That's it. Good, good.
Come on, get a couple more.
Come on.
One
Great.
more.
One more, one more.
Good.
Okay,
Good job. There
I
you
got
go.
it. Okay.
Ah.
All right. All right,
Here we go.
Shot.
JJ, I wanted to ask you, what happens if the weight begins to slip out? You just let it go and just continue.
Well,
Okay,
it's
give me
good
the
to
weight.
perform this exercise with a partner so he can adjust the weight if it starts sliding down.
So on occasion, have you ever incorporated drop sets where you go from a 50 to a 40 to a 30-pound
Which is
dumbbell?
good because you want to start heavy and then drop down to a lighter weight. See, as the weight starts to slip here, I'm going to try to adjust it here for him. There you
So
go.
you
Come on,
need
boy.
basically a workout partner for this
Perform this
exercise.
exercise, yeah, because there's no way you can put it in there and hang at the same time.
Okay, I got it.
Good. We're out of there. That's
Boy,
great.
you really feel that.
Good
That's
information.
amazing.
What would you do next for your leg bicep?
Okay, what I'm going to do now is stiff leg deadlifts over here.
Well, this is one that more and more bodybuilders, male and female alike, are getting into.
Yeah, because what it really does, it really gives you a good stretch on the hamstrings and tighten up the glutes. Now you can do this performed on a bench, on a block. What we have here is two 45-pound plates.
Right. Okay. Now I notice he's using a relatively lightweight just to start.
Right.
Is that to make sure that the muscle's fully stretched?
Okay.
Well, this is more of a stretching movement. Notice he's keeping his legs perfectly straight. He's increasing his range of motion by standing on an elevation, like in this case, two 45-pound plates. This is an exercise that you do not want to use any momentum in. You want a slow movement through the entire range of motion here. Doing it
noticed-
very strict.
I also notice as when he comes up, he's squeezing his glutes.
Right. This affects not only the hamstrings but the glutes as well.
So you want to squeeze at the top and just totally relax on the way down to get the full stretch.
You notice also too that he wasn't leaning back. He's keeping the lower back out of it, just working the hamstrings. JJ, come around on this side here. I think you can get a better shot of how it's isolating Sean's hamstrings that way.
Okay, really
That's it.
squeeze on the glutes when you come up, Sean.
All the way up.
There you go.
Great.
So am I kind of throwing my hips forward just a little bit?
Yeah,
or-
you want to thrust forward just a little bit so you get a really good contraction on the glutes.
Yeah, I feel it.
Now, do you always do this with your knees completely straight, or sometimes you do them with the knees bent? What's the best method?
If I go with a little heavier weight, I'll break the knees. That way I can get a better pull on the hamstrings. If the weight's fairly light, you can't hyperextend and keep the knees
Now,
locked.
JJ, I've seen you doing 3 and sometimes 4 plates on this for good, solid repetitions. Is the weight very important?
The weight is very important, but the main thing is keeping exercises correct and strict form. So, you don't want to lose form by going heavy weight. Just want to keep real good form.
Now, I know you train out in the desert out in Phoenix, Arizona, so it's got to get pretty hot in there. And how do you keep your strength up for those exercises like
Well, see, the
this?
thing about it is, the gyms, the weather out there's like 120 at sometimes, but, all the gyms that I train in are pretty much air conditioned and stuff like that. So you keep your intensity level up pretty well.
Good sweat. Okay, let's
Let's
move
get
on.
our last exercise.
Okay. But you want to handle
Yeah,
the
I'll
weight?
hand it to you.
Now, what JJ's getting ready to do is a variation of the leg curl, except we're using a dumbbell. JJ, why a dumbbell? Up here on the ankles here.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
so
right there. You got it?
Why a dumbbell, JJ? Here, let me see it. There it is, right there. Good.
Okay,
All
there
right,
you go.
there it is. Now I see how that's gonna
Yeah.
be. That's a real tricky exercise. I've seen JJ doing this in the gym. He used to train out where I was out in California, but I've never done this action. I'm gonna find out as soon as he gets up off this machine.
This is a
why.
new one on me too. I'm almost afraid to try it
It's
here, but
exactly-
it really looks
it's
good.
the same motion as a machine. Only difference is you're using your feet to maintain control of the weight.
Come on, JJ. All the way.
Definitely
Great.
takes a lot more greater concentration on this
And
exercise.
it's almost like a concentration curl for the thigh biceps. Let me give it a try.
Yeah, when you're doing these, you really feel the pull.
Yeah.
It's different than on the machine.
Now he's never done this before, so what precautions should he take?
Try to keep your feet real tight together
Okay.
and bring it up slow. Don't drop the weight too low or it will slip out.
We got a couple of more minutes left. About 2 or 3 more minutes, and our 30 minutes are up. I'm gonna do a couple more reps. Take us out of
Okay,
here.
you're on.
Okay.
Come
Bring it
on.
home.
1, 2, 3.
Flex Magazine Workout is created and produced by High Bar Productions in association with Weider Publications Incorporated and ESPN.